friends, welcome back to my channel and also to this studio vlog, this week's studio vlog. Actually, my first real studio vlog after coming back on YouTube. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of March, and I actually have a lot planned this week. One of the things I want to finish, you can already see behind me, it's this little painting of a castle, but more on that in a second. Today is a very special day because there is a video going online on my channel. Actually, it's my first video after coming back, like my comeback video, and I'm kind of nervous because I don't know how it will perform, if it will perform, and I mean I don't really mind because it's just my first video after being gone for a long time, so we will see, but it's still exciting and I'm a little bit nervous. So this painting right here is one of my current projects. In my last video, I already told you a little bit about this painting. It's, yeah, as I said, one of the 4 paintings I'm working on at the moment. And I actually started this one back in 2023, so it's already almost 2 years old, but I still really like it. And the reason I did it back then was because I was facing art block and I didn't really know what to paint, so I prepared a little cheat code for me, which is this little jar right here, and it has little papers inside it. Wait, I can show you. It's just these small pieces of paper and each one of these has a prompt written on it, and for this specific painting I picked ruins and moonlight. So that's what I made of it. It's still not finished because shortly after starting it I abandoned it already because my art block was gone and I was diving face down first into new projects. So yeah, now almost 2 years later, we're here and I hope I can finish this painting this week. There's a little mistake, well, not really a mistake, but something that definitely bothers me with this painting, and it's the fact that I didn't gesso and sand the canvas before applying the paint. Normally, these days, I always apply several layers of gesso and sand it down with sandpaper so it's very smooth and it doesn't have all of these little crevices of the canvas fabric which the paint can sink into and create unwanted texture that you maybe don't want for some areas, or very, very flat and soft areas where the canvas structure can really interrupt the look of the painting. With this one, it's not as bad because the painting is pretty structured in itself, but you can see if you look really closely, if you hold it in the light, all of these little crevices of the canvas really stand out. And as I said, it's not the biggest problem with this painting because it's already kind of textured, but if I knew it back then I would have done it differently, but I don't mind. I don't really mind. So when I started this painting 1.5 years ago, I obviously went into it the normal way, like I always did it. No sanding, no gessoing, straight into it. I did an underpainting with like a brownish sandish color first, and then I started painting the sky. And after I finished the sky, I abandoned the painting up until a few weeks ago. And because I decided to try a totally new technique with my new art, you can also see that in my first video, I wanted to do a kind of mixed technique with this one. Because I had already started the sky in my usual way, my usual technique, and I wanted to do the rest of the painting as an underpainting, then apply an isolation layer over everything, and then glaze over everything again, so I can add more depth to the already blue sky and also give the whole painting a blue tint so that it looks like it's swallowed by moonlight, if you know what I mean. The ghosts that I painted, the little ghost ladies, I want to do in a very nice vibrant turquoise color, that they really stand out, really glow, and I think that could look really nice with the dark blue sky and just very, very vibrant turquoise ghosts lighting up the scene. So yeah, I'm very excited to start glazing. So what glazing basically means is applying a diluted, transparent layer of paint over an opaque layer of paint. For example, an underpainting. This technique per se isn't 100% new to me because I used this technique of diluting my paint and applying it over a monochromatic surface before, but I would say that I've never done it the proper way because I did some research, and apparently it's good to apply an isolation layer over the underpainting. This isolation layer is typically done in alkyd, and I can show you. I have a bottle right here. It's this little bottle right here. It says alkyd glazing medium. This one is from Old Holland, and what this does basically is it protects the underpainting from pigments sinking into the paint and discoloring it over time. At the same time, this provides a very smooth and even surface to glaze the paint over, because if you used oil paint before, you know that it never dries evenly. Some spots dry matte, some spots dry very glossy, and this just gives a very even, smooth surface that you can glaze the paint over. So it acts as a protection layer and also makes the glazing a lot easier. The paint that you use for glazing also needs to have special properties because not every kind of oil paint is suitable for being used for glazing. What you need is either a paint that is transparent or semi-transparent. You can see it on the paint tubes. There are little icons where you can determine the consistency of the paint, and what you're looking for is the white box, and the white box that is like crust. I don't know how else to say it, but I will show you here on screen. These paints are transparent or semi-transparent and can be used for glazing. One thing I didn't do properly when I first tried out a little bit of glazing was the correct medium, because I just used my regular oil painting medium. I use a quick drying medium. It's this one to be exact. It dries in 24 hours. It's very, very nice because I like to paint very detailed, and it's annoying when you go in and lift up some of the oil paint underneath because it's not dry yet, and using this, I can work on my paintings fairly quickly. And for glazing, you can use a mixture of alkyd and linseed oil. This is what I found in my research, and that's what I'm going to be using. I basically just mix my paints and then dilute it with a mixture of alkyd and linseed oil and see how it goes. I'm very nervous. I don't want to screw up this painting, but thanks to the isolation layer, I can lift off the glazing fairly easily just using a paper cloth, so it shouldn't be too bad. But still, it's always exciting and nerve-wracking to try a new technique, especially with a cool painting like this. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so the paint is mixed and I'm nervous, so I'm just gonna go right in and hope for the best. Oh. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, hold up, I need a fluffy brush. That's very, very interesting. Oh, look at that. What a nice glow. Holy sh**. I'm very happy. This is actually so much fun. I can't believe, oh my god. Oh, and just like that, we have a glowy ghost. And just like that, we have 4 gorgeous glowy ghost ladies. I'm so happy, and I'm also very fascinated how fast this goes and how effective it is. I will add some blue tint to the grass and the castle now, so it looks like it's all swallowed by moonlight. And I think then I'm gonna go in and add some little details to bring out the glow even more, but this time with like opaque turquoise paint to just make it a little more vibrant.
When I started applying the glazing to the grass, I was very happy about my decision of doing a brown underpainting because it worked exactly as I anticipated. Because obviously the color of the glazing is affected by the color of the underpainting. And when I put blue glazing on top of this light brown yellowish color that I did the grass with, it turned green, which was exactly what I wanted. And at this stage of the painting, I also already realized that it would need multiple passes of glazing to get to the result that I wanted. But I kind of knew that beforehand. I didn't expect this to turn out exactly how I imagined it just at the first pass. But I was very happy at the stage I got this painting to just by doing 1 layer of glazing.
today. I didn't film anymore yesterday because a friend came over and we hung out, and then we went to her place to watch Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, which was really beautiful. I actually missed out on a lot of iconic movies in my childhood because I grew up watching mostly cartoons. For example, I haven't seen any of the old iconic Disney movies, not even The Lion King. So yeah, we want to host little movie nights where I can catch up on all of the good stuff that I missed in my childhood. And yesterday we watched Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, and we will meet up again next week to watch 3 and 4. And yeah, as I said, it was really beautiful, and the story kind of reminded me that any hardship can be accomplished if you just stay true to yourself and your path, and that all that matters is you and the people around you, your friends, love. Very, very nice. It really inspired me, and I can't wait to watch the other 2 movies. So I actually have a lot planned today. Not only do I want to finish this painting, or at least continue this painting, but I also want to go to the tattoo studio to say hi to my colleagues and drop off my studio key, which I still have but don't need because I don't work there at the moment. So yeah, that's gonna be really awesome. And yeah, I will go to the studio very soon and take you along. Also, when we walked back home from our friend yesterday, we saw a duck, and that made me so happy because it's March 20th, which is the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. So yeah, that was very nice just to see a duck at midnight on spring equinox in the city. That was, I don't know, I was very happy to see a little ducky friend. Back from the shop, and it was so nice. My heart is so full. It was so nice to see my colleagues again and chat for a while and sit in the sun and just soak up the vibes of the studio, because I really miss being there, especially now that I don't work there anymore and don't see the studio every day. I really do miss it. So I definitely want to visit very regularly to keep that up. The plans for the evening are that I want to continue on this oil painting, and that's basically it. Just paint for the rest of the night and see how far I get. And yeah, I'll take you along. Oh, by the way, before I forget, my video was posted yesterday, the first video after coming back on YouTube, and it has 8 comments. Like 8 people took their time to write something, and it's so sweet. I was so happy to read those comments, and yeah, just hear that you guys are just excited as I am to be back and share my art and share my journey, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much for supporting me, for commenting on my videos, for liking my videos. It helps more than you think, and yeah, it's just spreading my art out into the world and finding people who resonate with it and love it and maybe even find comfort in it just makes me so happy. It just fills my heart with so much love and joy, and yeah, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking your time to watch, comment and like my videos. Thank you.
Then I started to paint little details everywhere, and later added a second layer of blue glazing to the grass to adjust the color. Adding those little details really pulled the painting together and slowly made it look very real and almost alive.
So this is how much I got done today, and honestly there's not a lot left. Like, I'm just doing my iconic white dots that I do in all of my paintings. I don't know, it's kind of a signature thing in my artworks that every painting has these white dots just floating everywhere, and I think it looks very magical, so I'm gonna add a few to this one, and I think then it's done. So I think I'm gonna finish this tonight, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Hi friends, it's March 21st and I actually had a little change of plans yesterday because my boyfriend told me that our friend Robin is coming over and we are going to the park and having a little picnic, and we will be drawing a little bit, sketching a little bit in a sketchbook because the weather is going to be really nice. It's going to be sunny and warm, and yeah, we just want to soak up the spring vibes and go to the park. So yeah, we will do that after I did the isolation layer on my bleeding hearts painting, which I will do in a second. And after we're back from the park, I will finally show you the final result of the oil painting that I finished yesterday. That's gonna be very exciting, and let's go and do the isolation layer.
When we arrived at the park, we were immediately greeted by some feathery friends. There were so many ducks and geese in the park that day. Then we picked our spot, and here you can see my boyfriend Dani. And that's me and our wonderful friend Robin just sketching in our sketchbooks. We brought fruits and snacks to the picnic and started sketching, and it was so nice. We had the most wonderful day. The weather wasn't too chilly, and I definitely want to spend a lot of time in nature this summer. I think making art in nature is very special, and it feels a lot different than making art at home. And especially sharing this habit with friends makes it even more beautiful. I love connecting to my friends this way because making art together is something so vulnerable and intimate also, because I think making art is showing part of your soul to the outside world. I went to the park with zero plan on what to draw, and then very spontaneously decided to draw a little strawberry lady because we brought these delicious strawberries to the picnic, and this inspired me to draw a little strawberry elf. Sometimes it's the simple things like this that can inspire a drawing. Here you can see the strawberry lady I sketched that day, and before we left, of course, we took enough time to appreciate all of the little geese and ducks around us, because it was an army of geese that day. Like, they were so playful and loud and just running around all the time. It was so cute. And after we packed our things, we went on our way home.
We just got back from the park and it was so beautiful. We saw so many ducks and geese, and I was so happy because ducks and geese definitely count to my favorite animals. I have so many animals that I would count to my favorites, but ducks and geese are definitely way up there. I drew this little strawberry elf fairy girl, and I love how she turned out. I think she's so cute. And I'm quite satisfied, as this was just a very quick sketch in the park and it still turned out very cute. So yeah, very successful day for me. So the last thing I have to do now is to show you the full final result of my painting I finished yesterday. And I'm also gonna say goodbye to you at this point, because this is the last time that you'll be seeing me in this video. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope this video brought you some comfort, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!